Now here as mentioned the sheet, I think. Okay, let's answer the first question, please. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear Mr. I'm trying to think.
Okay, read loud and try to answer the question, please.
So, points at 1912 poem by Amy Wood, poem who describes nature as an active.
Interpretation from the low point most effectively illustrate the claim. What was the claim exactly?
إنه يعني nature is an active participant in the experience.
Yeah, that's it. So, describes an element of nature, one of the elements of the nature, as an active participant in the experience itself. I mean,
Just I don't know which one's the answer.
yeah?
I'm not sure which one is the answer.
Okay, the claim says that describing, it's kind of depicting, kind of descriptions. For one of the elements as an active participant, as if it's participating in the experience itself. There is kind of interactions between two elements. Okay, what was the experience then? Which presents a nighttime scene on a body of water. I mean, here, there is one of the natural elements, the body of water, and another element that is participating in this experience. So we have two elements of the nature right here. And both of them are interacting with each other.
Is the answer B?
Softly, the water ripples again. Okay, this only focusing only on water. What is the other element that is participating and interacting with this experience? It'll be speaking about the water only, right?
What does Canyon's curving side mean?
Which one?
Second part of B.
Again, the cannon's curving side. So I mean, as if the water is moving up and down, like in waves, with the boat itself. Again, it's the boat. So the boat or the canoe is not one of the elements, right? Not one of the natural elements.
Okay. I don't know the answer, Mr.
Sorry?
I'm not sure what's the answer.
Okay, so check letter A. Read letter A.
Through the water, the moon writes her legends in light on the smooth wet sand.
Yeah, okay. So there is interaction between what? The light of the moon
Water
and the water, right?
Yeah, but Mr. I don't understand. Why does it need two things, yani?
Sorry?
Why does it need two nature elements?
Because we're speaking about two natural elements are participating in the experience itself and they are interacting with each other's. But fine. So when we say here through the water, the moon writes her legends and light on the smooth wet sand. And we're speaking here about interaction between the light of the moon and between the water itself. And that was the experience, as I mentioned, as I described right here. So the answer would be letter A. Fine. But regarding to letter B, as you say, we have here just the water, and the water is having some of the actions against the cannon, against the boat itself. Does that mean here it's not there because there's no kind of interaction between both of them? So it's not there B for sure. Okay.
Okay.
So the answer is letter A for sure, because the water has already been existed in the question itself. If you look to letter C, there's no white bills, nothing here is mentioned for the water as a part of the experience. So it's not letter C for sure. And letter D, but the moon, her world beauty is ever always the same. Just describing the moon itself and nothing mentioned even for the water. That means it's not letter D either. Okay. The main focus was for the interaction between one of the natural elements with the water. The only one that emphasized this claim is letter A, as you see. Okay, fine.
Okay.
And let's see the others. Here we go, number 2. What's your choice? Best in the space and are not the result of the contamination of this. Yeah. which just best describes data from the table that support the team's conclusion.
Wait, miss 1 second. So can you scroll up? Okay. Okay, 1 second, mister. Go down, mister, please.
Sorry?
Can you go down, please?
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, mister, 1 second, 1 second. Just see 1 second. Can you go down 1 second?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Is the answer A?
Yeah, from it's letter A, yes. How?
Mister, why is it not B?
Why it's A, C together. What is the conclusion? When we look at the question right here, right, when we find out which choice, let's describe the data from the table that support the team's conclusion. You have some data in the table itself, and you have some details mentioned in the text and the options. I mean, this question has kind of three sides. You've got to focus on, you need to identify and spot the conclusion itself first, because you are asked about the conclusion. And you're asked about something that supports and emphasizes this conclusion. Then you compare the options with the table. Okay, got the point. What was the conclusion saying exactly? What does it say right here? That there is evidence that the nucleobases in the Murchison meteorite formed in a space and are not the result of the contamination of the Earth. I mean here, this nucleobases have been formed in the space, not on the Earth. I mean, I have got to compare between what was formed on the Earth and the space itself. When I look to the table, you'll find out they took a sample, as it mentioned in the paragraph, from meteorite 1, and from another sample from the meteorite, the second one, and we have one from the Earth. If something is existed in both of these, and it's not existed in the sample of the Earth, of the soil, what I mean, that mean here, this particles or the nucleobases have been formed where? On the space, if they are existed here in sample 1 and sample 2, and they are not existed in the soil sample, right? That
Okay.
is, yeah, this is that would be the evidence. Okay. When I looked at the options, the same like as it mentioned right here, you have sorry, the guanine and the pyrimidine, both of them are existed right here in sample 1 and sample 2, but they are not detected when we're in the soil sample. I mean, this is the answer. When you look to letter A, I just say, you'll find out that the isoguanine and the purine were detected in both meteorite samples, but not in the soil sample, right? So it was right here.
Mister, how does this tell us no
an evidence?
Yeah,
How,
how is this?
how,
How is this مثال?
yeah, how is it an evidence for them? What was the conclusion? That
There's
this
no result of continuation.
nucleobases, the nucleobases were existed where? These are the types of the nucleobases. The point?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the exonine and the purine. Fine. So, and they took a sample in order to test it, analyze it, examine it. So for sample one and sample two, and another sample from the earth, one from the meteorite itself, and the other from the soil. Okay. That
So
means if these particles are not existed in the soil, that means they have
it's
been formed
continuation.
in the meteorite itself originally.
How, Mr. Why do you say that يعني?
Why? They have the conclusion says that these particles are existed originally in the meteorite itself, not in the soil.
Okay.
That
No,
was the
not in
conclusion.
the result of continuation, of course.
Yeah, but it means the
Okay.
result of contamination that they are existed in the soil, and because of the pollution or the contamination, they got these particles from the soil to the meteorite. This was the conclusion. Understand what is the meaning of the contamination? That these particles were not existed in the meteorite, but they took it from the soil by interacting with each other. This is the conclusion. Got it? Okay.
What do you mean interacting with each other, Mr.?
I mean contamination of the earth. When the meteorite landed, didn't the paragraph we had? The paragraph says that the meteorite landed on the earth, right? On the land.
Okay.
Okay. And they were speaking about when they examined the particles of the meteorite itself, when they analyze it, when they test it, they found out some particles here. They wanted to know, they had a conclusion that these particles have been formed and originally in the meteorite before landing on the earth. Okay, fine. That was their own conclusion right here. I need to find an evidence that they have been formed on where on the before landing on the earth, as I mentioned right here. Say the nucleopasses and the meteorite formed in a space and are not the result of the contamination on the earth.
Okay.
Yeah, because of being polluted. Okay. I
Okay.
mean, if they are existed on the meteorite before in the meteorite itself, and they are not existed in the soil, I mean simply they didn't take it from the soil, right?
Okay.
That's simply okay. So they found out here that in two sample, there are these one of the forms or the formation of these particles, for example, the isoguanine and the purine, they are existed in sample one, sample two in the meteorite itself, but it's not existed where? In the soil, right?
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
فهمت.
Got the point?
Got it.
Yeah, okay, so this is the array. Fine. Let's see the number 3 here. Which choice most logically complete the text?
Click down, Mr. C. C or D.
What do you think? Is it C or B?
D.
C or B?
Well, it's C or D, but I'm not sure which one.
No, one of them.
طب D.
Okay, let's see. I will see here that the researchers had participants listen to the construction noise. The researchers, let's see from the beginning to understand. The researcher recently found out the disruptions to an enjoyable experience. Like I showed that some people are enjoying one of his experiences, there's kind of disruption, interruption, and they are disrupting them or annoying them and so on. So like I showed series of advertisements during the television show. You're watching a television show, and when you have kind of advertisement, you'll be interrupted by this, for sure. Often increases viewers' reporter enjoyment. They says right here that this increase the viewers reporter
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment. Okay, this is regarding to the researcher's opinion. Fine. Suspecting that disruptions to an unpleasant experience, if you have a kind of unpleasant one, would have the opposite effect. The opposite effect that man would decrease your own enjoyment and so on, or it's gonna increasing it because it's unpleasant. So it's not gonna make it pleasant at all. Okay, if it's kind of what unpleasant experience. The researchers had participants listen to the construction noise for 30 minutes. So they want to have it practically, they want to observe it. That's why they brought some of the participants to listen to a construction noise for 30 minutes and anticipated that those whose listening experience was frequently interrupted. So they were frequently interrupted with short breaks, that kind of a breaks. Here being interrupted just short breaks during the 30 minutes experience of silence. What would happen to them exactly? Rate the listening experience as more negative than those whose listening experience was uninterrupted, right? Why would it be more negative? See, I rate the listening experience as more negative than those whose listening experience was
It's not B, mister.
uninterrupted right here.
It's not B.
Why?
عشان it says إنه بالعكس they found the experience to be more enjoyable.
Yeah, so but those who have kind of what we're speaking about the unpleasant experience. And we say right here they would have the opposite effect.
صح
For the
sorry. So it's B.
unpleasant experience. Okay, fine. We're
Yeah.
still speaking about the other one. That's suspecting this. So the answer will be there B for sure. Okay. But let's see here for the others. Number 4. What does the text indicate about the geological formation at mistaken point?
B.
Has provided evidence that the earliest human species may have emerged before the no.
What's the answer, mister?
Okay, so you see the paleontologists, those who study the fossils, searching for signs of an ancient life, while they are searching for some in the ancient life, have been found or have found many fossilized specimens of the prehistoric human ancestors. So while they were searching for ancient life, they found some of what the specimens of the prehistoric human ancestors, or some of the fossils, including several from the Pleistocene era, discovered in the geological formation in Minatogawa Quarry in Japan, in a place called Minatogawa Quarry in Japan. They found one of these fossils from the Pleistocene era. Okay, fine. As a kind of what? A kind of indication or a sign or evidence of the life or the ancient life and the kind of prehistoric human ancestors. Okay. However, to study the emergence of the earliest multicellular organism to appear on the Earth, researchers must turn elsewhere. They need to find another place in order to find an evidence why or about the prehistoric life and so on. Okay, fine. So, and the emergence of the multicellular organism that appeared in there. So they need to find another place. So researchers must turn elsewhere, such as Ediacara geological formation at Mistaken Point, in the Mistaken Point in Canada. UNESCO World Heritage Site. So what is clarified exactly about the Mistaken Point right here?
Mr. is the answer, eh?
No. So
What's up?
the World Heritage Site, okay, fine. That 146 hectare reserve contains more than 10,000 fossils that together document a critical moment in the evolutionary history. Okay, so we're speaking here about the evolutionary history that was before the prehistoric human ancestors here. We're speaking about two periods of time. One of them that was older than the other one. Okay, so what do you think the answer is?
Adi,
Yeah, why?
because older a time period and that's found information. Okay, yeah, D.
Yeah, okay, fine. So we're speaking about
So how
the
do you know
time
it's older than
regarding to the time itself, regarding to the period as I mentioned right here. Because as you see, he's focusing on what the main idea, that the main idea of the whole paragraph is speaking about the period, about the time. They want to find out the time or the ancient life. They're speaking about the ancient life, whether it was a kind of prehistoric human prehistory, was it? What was at the time of the evolutionary history? They found out regarding to the multicellular because the focus on the emergence of the earliest multicellular organism that appeared on the Earth. That will tell them exactly there was a life when in which time, in which period, what I mean. Okay, fine. The emergence of the earliest multicellular organism was or happened or took place during or when they
Okay.
found some of the fossils and the mistaken points, not where,
فهمت
not the
فهمت
other one. Got the point? Okay.
فهمت
Yeah, and if they make a connection between the time of the emergence of the multicellular organism with the life, the oldest one. Okay, and they found it yeah in the mistaken point for sure. Okay, that will be another D. Let's see here. Number 5. Which choice best states the main idea of the text? Yeah, come on, got the point? Got the answer?
1 second, mister.
Okay.
No. You go down. D.
Inspecting an image in my grandma's box. Speaking about her feeling while here, I think.
What?
Not about what she was doing. No, she is inspecting an image in one of the grandmother books because she has never seen Shivert was. No, the focus, the main focus here about her feeling, about her reaction.
Was the letter B?
Yeah, is delighted and fascinated by an image she has seen in one of the grandmas.
Times.
Yeah, okay. Why for the details mentioned right here, we say that she screamed aloud for there on the picture she saw a peaceful flock grazing, like so they're describing the view itself to be a peaceful one. That's why she was delighted and fascinated when she saw it. That's why she had a reaction of screaming and so. Okay. Number 6. Which choice must logically complete the text?
So what does consequently mean?
Having after each other's.
ايش؟
Having after each other's, afterward, after that, later on.
Okay. Okay. ايه.
Yeah, theater goers and readers today are likely to find Shakespearean history plays less engaging, yes, than that phrase. How did you find the answer?
Where did I find the answer?
Sorry?
Did you ask me a question?
How did you find the answer?
عشان it says here to understand the history plays, it requires knowledge of centuries of English history.
Yeah, so for the sentence that we need to continue complete right here, speaks about the Shakespearean so-called history plays. That they are asking about the history plays. Okay, fine. What and therefore are comparing between the history plays and between the tragedies, as I mentioned at the beginning. The tragedies that broad themes that still appeal to today's audience, that they still like it even until today, but understanding the history plays require knowledge of several centuries of the English history. Later on, I mean here, we are gonna compare between both of them, as you say, fine, and they found out that the many theater goers and readers today are likely to find Shakespearean history plays less engaging than the other one. Why? Because still try the address appeal to the readers and the audience, but the history stands to be challenging to be understood regarding to the audience themselves. That's why the answer will be literary for sure. Okay, nice. See here, number 7. Which choice best state the main idea of the text?
Hey, mister.
Yeah, the narrator remembers our trip, so and admits to get lost for sure. What are the details mentioned in the passage that would help you find, or that helped you find this answer?
I saw confusedly in its efforts to keep in the valleys.
Mhm.
وما trip doing pedestrian trip last summer.
Yeah, okay. So he is somewhat embarrassed about the road I was pursuing. For sure that he got embarrassed regarding to the road itself. And what I had determined to stop at night to say, yeah, it's an effort to keep my values that are no longer new, but the direction led to the sweet village for sure. Yeah, for the answer gonna be letter A, that he got lost. Okay. Number 8, which finding the true or most directly supports Suarez, K, and Charles' claim. So we have a claim right here. We want to both of them, and we need an evidence to support their own claim.
Can you get the option, mister? See, mister?
Yeah, why? It's there, see.
عشان it says the most fossils have been found in regions near the poles, which means colder. And can you go up 1 second?
Yeah, okay.
And here it says any
Yeah, then
researchers.
endothermy haven't enabled them. They have kind of the alkaline. What I mean, there are features or rated to be like endothermic creatures, right? For the mosasaurus here. And the endothermy, the process of their ability to observe the heat out from the surrounding environment. So as long as they have this ability, they were able to live in the cold areas because they have the ability to observe the heat out of this environment to warm their bodies. Okay. So I mean, we need an evidence that would show you that you say that they lived in the polar areas as so if they were able to live in the polar areas, for example, that mean they were endothermic, having the ability to observe the heat out of this surrounding areas or environments to warm their own bodies. And the evidence, as I mentioned, and you say, letter C. We say several mosasaurus fossils have been found in the regions. So if they found too many fossils out of them, that mean vast number, an immense number of them were living in that place. So they were able to enjoy this kind of endothermic traits or features. So it's C for sure. Okay, nice. That's the here number 9. Yeah, we have the best students claim. You're asked about one of the options that will support the claim. Let's see what is the claim itself. that she claims that Cathode had a particular talent for unifying various artistic traditions. So she had the talent to combine between the unify means combining between the various artistic traditions. Okay, the variable one, the different artistic traditions and styles in her work. Yeah, come good answer.
So what does unify mean?
Unify to combine between, unify
Fish?
to combine between the different elements. So as if she was able to combine and call it between the different artistic traditions. So she was able to unify between both of them. Unify from unit, the verb from unit.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. You have in one of the options that shows that she has combined between any traditionals, I mean traditions, artistic traditions, and any kind of styles in her work.
Is that real?
Yeah, for sure. We'll
Okay.
see here the sculpture of that. We have one of her works. We're speaking about one of her works right here. The sculpture of two black figures. And she was used an ancient indigenous sculpting techniques and combined the visual aesthetic of the modern Mexican with that of the German one. That means she had the ability to combine and unify various artistic traditions for sure. So the answer will be letter A. Okay. Number 10 here is A. Yep. Which statement, if true, would most directly support the student's claim? We have a claim to the student, and we need one of them that will support his own claim. So what was the claim exactly? The student asserts that the explanatory notes were included in the replication primarily as that these notes in the replication were existed as marketing device. Why? To help to sell the standalone value. That was his own claim. As if they added explanatory notes, right, to the replication for marketing as a marketing device. Why? To increase the sale or the sale of the standalone value. So I need one of these that would support the claim itself. Got the point? Got the answer? Akram. Akram, can you hear me?
Hey, sorry, Mister. Still, I had something happen, but here I'm gonna answer. 1 second.
Okay.
Mister B. A. Sorry.
Let's see together. We say here the student is examining a long, challenging poem. There was a poem published in the quarterly journal without explanatory notes. This is the beginning, without any explanation. And later on, they added, and they mentioned right here for the standalone volume, they added the explanatory notes written by the poet. Why did they add it? Or why did they add it later on? For a reason. What was the reason as regarding to the student's claim here? As a marketing device to help still the standalone volume, as if it's kind of marketing device. The text of the poem, as I published in the quarterly journal, is not identical to the text of the poem published in. They are not the same. No, they are the same poem. Okay, fine.
No, they're not, Mister. One has done explanatory notes.
They are the same, but the difference, the slight difference between both of them, and standalone volume, they added the explanatory notes because it was challenging. For which reason? What was the reason? As a marketing device. Marketing device. Okay, this is a claim. So we need to find something that could or matches with marketing device. Because we have a claim here we need to focus on. Okay.
C.
Yeah, that's it. The publishers of the standalone volume requested the explanatory notes from the poet in order to make the book attractive. And when they make it attractive, this is a kind of marketing device to the readers. Okay, fine. So we have like the word attractive is the same like for the word marketing device as a result of me marketing on. So that's our literacy. Okay, let's see the other one. Number 11.
C, Mister.
Nothing. Let's see. We see this question is based upon the punctuation. We have here the word plan, then we have a period, we have a semicolon, nothing, and we have a colon. When I try to decide which one of them to be chosen, I have got to check what comes before it and what comes after it. It's as if I'm joining between two clauses, for example, two complete sentence, or I'm joining between a sentence or a complete sentence or a clause and a phrase, or a clause and relative clause, for example, like so. Okay. So we stop here in the word plant. This is the last thing to be written. I mean, for the sentence before it. What do we say? A group of ecologists led by to the end. What did they do? Examined. We have a subject and we have a verb. Examined what? This is a verb. The defensive, and this is the object. The defensive responses of the two varieties of the sweet potato plant. Are we done with the clause so far? Yeah, this is a complete sentence. Subject, verb, and even an object to the word plant. If I place a period, for example, for letter A, then I say TN 57, which is known for its insect resistance, and TN 66, which is much more. All of this is just a phrase. I mean here, I do not put or join between a main clause and the supplementary phrase using a period. The period is used to join between two sentences without joining. We have a sentence and another sentence, even though if they are not relevant to each other. That means it's not letter A. Do I place a semicolon before the phrase? Surely not. Okay, so it's not letter D because the semicolon cannot be replaced or placed before the phrase itself. Okay, if I left it as that without adding anything like a plant only, and then I say TN, as if this phrase is a part of the main clause. It's not a part, it's not essential to the main clause, it's just supplementary one. We add more information only to the main clause, right? So if we didn't put anything after the plant, that means the phrase coming after the plant, the main part of the main clause right here. And it's mentioned in just supplementary. Why? To give examples for clarifying the idea, the types of the sweet potato. As long as I'm giving examples for a noun or for a word that comes before the punctuation, the sweet potato, we place colon. Okay. So if you found out what comes after the punctuation, like examples for clarifying one of the words or even the idea before the colon or before the punctuation, we use a colon. Okay, and we cannot use letter C for sure because it's not a main part of the main clause, just supplementary one. Fine, so choose letter D. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
yes, let's see the others.
Are unique, Mister.
All right. We're speaking here about what?
The shape of the ears.
Yeah, you said the shape. Do we speak about the ears or about the shape?
The shape.
Yeah, the shape is singular.
Oh, the shape is or were unique, صح?
Yeah, the shape is singular, right?
Oh, Mister, I'm saying like is the answer is
Yeah. Why?
okay.
Why would it be is? Because we're speaking about the
The
shape
shape
itself.
is
Yeah,
singular,
that's yeah.
صح, صح.
We have
صح, Mister.
different verbs right here. The subject verb agreement, and we say the shape of the citrus ears. This is a prepositional phrase. You remove it, and comma. I mean this non-restricted phrase. Remove it as well. And what is unique? Supposed to be the shape. Okay, so the
Yeah.
shape is yeah unique for sure. Okay. Number 11. Yeah, this one.
What you provided, Mister.
For sure. Yes, we need a verb right here. What you provided. Okay. Number 14.
Henry resumed his reign.
Yeah, why?
I'm not sure how to explain it, Mister.
Okay, why don't you say the reign of Henry resumed or Henry's reign resumed? What was Henry who resumed?
I don't know how to explain it to you, Mister.
Okay, fine. Here we change. You find out when you look to the options, you find out that we change the order of the words right in a sentence itself. And if here we start with Henry, and here we start with the reign, and here we start with Henry's reign, and here we start it was Henry. I mean here this question is based out misplaced modifier. Misplaced modifier that means there is a phrase before or after the sentence. Okay, that would modify a noun in the sentence itself. So when you look here, find out that upon recovering to use later. This is a phrase for describing the noun that comes after the comma directly. It has to be next to the noun coming after it. Okay. So if you ask yourself the question, who's going to recover to use later? The rain or Henry? Surely Henry, right? That way we have got to start with the one being modified by
Yeah,
upon
okay.
recovering to use. Okay, fine. So why don't you choose
Okay.
letter C although we saw it was Henry?
عشان it's in the past.
For what? Because
لا
we
لا because كمان صح, Mister.
sorry?
I'm not sure الصراحة. Why not?
Yeah, why not letter C? Because see, Henry's reign, apostrophe S. That mean here we're not speaking about Henry, but we speak about his ring. Okay, fine. That's okay, let's see number 15.
Same thing, mister.
Yeah, which one?
Which is A.
Yeah, for sure. Why?
It's the same thing. It has to be the same thing.
M dashes, right? Yeah, we have two M dashes right here. We place the phrase between two M dashes. A country in Western Asia. This is a phrase. It's used to describe or to modify, sorry, the word Bahrain. What is Bahrain exactly? This is the first time for me to hear about it. I'm gonna say a country in Western Asia. So this is a kind of additional phrase, non-restricted one. It needs to be placed between two commas or between two M dashes. As long as I have an M dash right here, I have put M dash before the phrase. If I have a comma here, I have got to put a comma before the phrase. Okay, that's why we choose letter A. Fine. Okay, nice. Number 16.
One species يعني includes صح؟
Yeah, one of them. This one.
Singular. تمام.
Yes, yeah.
دي
Yeah, includes. And the question is not actually based on subject-verb agreement, but if we need a verb or we need a phrase to be placed right here. When we read from the beginning, the botanist, those who studied the plants, recognize over 50 different species of the sunflowers. We have a period here, neglect the sentence. Because we're done with this sentence so far, no need for it. Then I focus on what comes after the period. One species, we have a comma here and comma after, that means the silver leaf sunflower. This given additional information about this one of the species. Non-restricted one, we remove it. So I say one species, what's wrong with the one species? Having included or including or to include, surely we need a main verb. That's why we say includes, letter D. That's it. One species includes both from early and to the end of the sentence. Okay, number 17.
to join mister.
Yeah, so the answer will be what?
A.
To join. Okay. We have prepositional phrase remove it, California. Native and researchers. So we speak about someone called California. Okay. She's native and researchers, Ellen. Ellen, okay, Ochoa. No, sorry, we're not speaking about California, sorry. Yes, Ellen Ochoa. This is the subject right here. The Californian one. She's from natively from California and she's a researcher. What did she do exactly? She left. This is the title, and then we put the name after it. Okay. So she left her position. Fine, she left her position. Okay, we have subject and verb and the object even. What was her position as a chief of intelligence systems technology at NASA Research Center? Why did she leave it exactly? To join the space agency, right? Okay. I need to focus on this part actually here. California native and researchers. And then we say Ellen Ochoa. Why don't we place any punctuation between California native and researchers and between Ellen?
Why?
Okay, this is the title. Fine. So as long as we have a title before the noun, we do not place anything before the title. When I say, for example, teacher Mustafa Salah, I'm not gonna place any punctuation between teacher and between Mustafa. I say
Yeah,
Dr. Akram, for example. So we do not
so
place.
we don't put anything يعني.
Yeah, that's it. The title and the noun coming after it, nothing will be placed after them. Okay, fine.
تمام mister.
So
تمام
this is
mister.
subject right here. Okay, that's why we say to join for sure. Number 18.
Explain, Mr.
Explained or explained?
Explain.
Yeah, scientists explain for sure. Subject and verb directly. The scientists explain that. Was literally number 19.
D, Mr. No, no, no. C, C.
Yeah, why?
I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, we have while, right? And kind of subordinated conjunction. Like while, like although, even though, despite of, for example,
You can't
if
have
you
two
start
subordinate conjunctions.
with, yeah, if you have subordinate conjunction, okay, that why
You
we
can't
have
have.
got, yeah, we have to, what I mean, you have to join between the two clauses using comma, okay? So while many video game creators strive to make their graphic even more lifelike, comma, others look to the past. So this is the first clause, subordinate dependent one, until lifelike, and then there is the second clause right here. So start with subordinate conjunction, you just combine between both of them using comma for sure. I cannot use but coordinating conjunction and subordinate at the same time, so it's not that efficient. Okay, number 20. This is a period, right? What do we have here?
Dot.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with the sentence. Okay, because
Mr.
separate one.
This is C.
Letter C. What you say?
What does the question say?
I can't hear you, Akram, sorry.
I said C.
Okay, fine. Why would it be C?
I'm not sure how to explain this.
Okay, fine. Here I say powered with. Do you think this is a noun? Is it a subject? Surely not. It's just a verb in past participle.
Oh,
I mean, this is a participle phrase. Powered with energy collected by solar panels during the day. All of this is kind of a phrase. Powered with energy collected by solar panels during the day. All of it is a phrase. What comes after it? What comes after the punctuation? The blinking lights. I mean, this is a subject right here. The blinking. What's wrong with the blinking lights? Keep lines away. So we have subject and a verb. And what comes before it is a phrase. When we start with a phrase before the subject, we join between both of them using comma. I mean, after the phrase, I have got to place or to put a comma. Okay, fine.
so Mr. Why is it not D?
Why it's not letter D? Because we have energy and then comma.
But then you have another comma.
Yeah, but it is just one phrase. You got the point? We have one phrase,
So,
and collected by
oh,
swollen banners is essential phrase. It's restricted, non-restricted, restricted one. Okay. So
why?
yeah,
Chain restricted.
sorry.
Chain restricted.
Yeah, that's it. The part
No,
right
no,
here
chain.
is
What does it
why
mean?
this restricted one essential. Collected by solar panels is essential to tell you which energy exactly you're talking about. As long as it's essential one for describing the energy, we're not gonna place comma before it. Okay. And when we have a phrase at the beginning right here, all of these words together are just one phrase. The energy collected by power was energy collected by solar panels during the day, you just want a phrase. You place the comma after it at the end. And moreover, collected by solar panels, as we say, is restricted essential one for adding main information to the energy to be identified exactly. So why we're not gonna place comma before the word collected. Okay, fine. So the answer, as you say, letter C.
تمام يا مستر.
Okay. So let's see number 21.
For example, Mr.
Why?
عشان you're giving an example.
Yeah, I agree. So this question is upon the transition. In order to pick up the right one, I need to check what comes before it and what comes after it. Not as a word, but regarding to the idea, the concept itself. Okay, fine. You'll find out, or you find out right here that this lady or this girl, for example, she has a talent to use her own to form her own hair in different shapes. That is the main idea right here. So, giving examples for that she once made her hair into the shape of the continent of Africa as example of her own talent or her own art. That why we choose, for example, for sure. The word soon and what comes after it, like sequences of events. Yeah, right. Elsewhere, we speak about some place as if we're speaking about another place. So we have an action, for example, that happened somewhere and happened somewhere else. That's why we use elsewhere. Okay. Yeah. However, shows the contrast, the contradiction between two ideas. No contradiction here. We'll just give an example. That why we choose letter C. Okay. Here we go. Number 22.
Thus,
As a result, thus, the same like therefore, the same like so. What comes after them is a result of the idea before it.
so
That comes,
thus,
so you say it's a result, right? Okay, let's see here. We say here the idea before the one we have, you see that we have a comma here, this all the phrase to discover which food varieties are grown in Italy. So there was a reason here. There's a purpose that Isabel want to discover which food variety has been grown in Italy. Then what did she do exactly to do this? The botanist Isabel, the one who studies the plants, what did she do? She turns to, what does she do exactly? She turns to centuries old lists of cooking ingredients. This one of the actions she does. She analyzed Renaissance painting. That means she does something else right here, right? You say analyzing Renaissance painting is a result for, turning to the centuries old lists of the cooking or adding more information that she does something and she does something else. Yeah, she turns to the centuries old lists of cooking ingredients as one of the actions. And then what else she does? She analyzes Renaissance painting of Empire. That means she does two actions for a reason of discovering which food varieties have been grown. Okay. So when we add additional information, do we use instead or thus or additionally?
thus.
No, you can get the point. Thus, what comes after thus is a result. Is what? The result of what comes before it. But you find
Is it in
out.
some, Mr.?
Huh?
Is it in some?
Yeah, that's not a result.
No,
Okay?
no, is it in some? In some.
No. She's not summarizing anything. Nothing here is summarized to be in some. As if in some is used when Wendy was in some. What comes before it is general idea. Then I will summarize the general idea in just one sentence coming after, just like briefly. That way I say in some, then I summarize it.
طب additionally, Mr.
Yeah, that's it. This is the answer. Why it's additionally? Because she added two actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
She did two actions right here. That's why we choose additionally. Moreover, she analyzes, okay? Something else she's doing right here. So I choose additionally. Okay, number 23.
By contrast, Mr.
Yeah, why?
Because it's the opposite.
Yeah, we have like opposing ideas. Like the first one, we say that the wolves can smell but can't yet see or hear, and the domesticated dogs can see and hear. So there is opposing ideas, or opposite, I should say. So why we have got to say by contrast. Okay, for sure. Let's see the others. Number 24.
Moreover, Mister,
Yeah, why?
because it's adding information.
Yeah, that's it. The main idea we speak about wish cycling. This does more harm than good. How do they does more harm? They harm more than good. The recyclable items, for example, they can contaminate recyclable materials. This is one of the reason why they does, or it does more harm. Sorry, rendering internal batches unusable, for example. And then the non-recyclable products can damage recycled plants machinery that we added more information right here. Why it does more harm than good. We have three things. Added more information about the same idea, so we speak about more for sure. Okay, nice. Let's see here, number 25.
D, Mister,
Why?
because it's like contradiction.
How did we notice the contradiction?
عشان it said no energy gain, بس هنا it says the scientists believe إنه it will meet humans' energy demands.
Mhm. Yeah, so we say the idea before is say we say that the scientists have long believed that the fusion has potential to meet the humans' clean energy, that they can release energy out of this fusion. And the other one said that in December 2022, or however, no fusion reaction in laboratory setting had ever generated this. They believe that they can, but they have never done this before. Or however, they have never done this before. That's why we say that's it. For contradiction for sure. Yes. Okay. Number 26.
Specifically, Mister,
Yeah, excellent. Why?
بس عشان هي subsequently.
Yeah, because it's specific, specifying the
بس
idea itself.
what does
Yeah.
subsequently mean, Mister?
Which one?
What does
Later,
subsequently mean?
later on. The sequences
What
of
does
events.
conversely mean?
Yeah, the sequences of the events.
What does
Yes.
conversely mean?
Which are, this will conversely opposing ideas.
تمام Mister.
So they're against each other, same like using however and those, and nevertheless and so on. Okay, fine.
تمام.
So here field work has including paleontological digs for sure. The general idea, generalization that she has also conducted hands-on field work, specifically when or where exactly her field work has included like paleontological digs and so on. Okay, so we choose the C for sure. Fine. Number 27.
Then
What you say?
Mister,
Yeah, why?
because after they die.
Yeah, that's for sequences of events. We have when they're alive, speak about the time, a period of time. When they're alive, what does they do exactly? And after they die, what do they do? I mean, here we're speaking about sequences of events. That's why I have got to use them. Okay, nice.
تمام Mister.
Mhm. Number, yes, here we go.
Later Mister.
Yeah, why?
عشان time.
Yes, we're speaking about period of time. What happened exactly in 1891, and then what happened later on in 1860, 1960. Okay, that way we have got to say later on. Speaking about period of time, for sure.
Uh, additionally,
Additionally, when we add additional information about the
طب
main
indeed
idea
Mr.
before it.
Indeed
Okay.
Mr.
You use indeed if I give like a speech or I give you like a claim before it, and then I bring an evidence for this claim after, then say indeed, I bring the claim or the evidence for this claim or this
طب
speech.
afterward.
What I said. Yeah, that's it.
So,
Okay.
Mr.
Yeah. What happened in 2021? Give you like a narrative events, and then you say what happened later on. Afterward, the same like the narrative events and incidents right here. So I was say this way. Okay. No similarity, no similarities as you mentioned. Number 30.
Nevertheless, Mr.
Yeah. Why?
Because the opposite.
Yeah. How did you know?
Because I read the text. Because
Huh?
it says يعني typically كده بس it did not do it.
Yeah. So we say here, doesn't matter for the phrase coming after or just when designing. The American artists, whatever her name is, yes, Soti Rate, typically custom fits. Speaking about her custom, that fits the garments to each actor when she designed these custom, right? And fits
Mhm.
typically to each actor. And then what comes after the transition, we say that there was a movie called Sunshine, in which astronaut to the this is a non-restricted clothes or relatively close, just remove it. So say that she designed a golden spacesuit and had a factory reproduce it in a few standard sizes. She designed only one of them and she gave it to the factory to reproduce them without having as a typically fitting the each actor and so on. I mean, the second idea contradicts the first idea as opposing to it. That I have got to use numbers for sure. It's not a result to use thus. It is not the similarity to use likewise. And it's not adding additional information to the idea before it. So it's not literally more. Okay, great. Let's see here. Number 31.
I created Mr.
Yeah, why?
Because they're new يعني.
Yeah, she made something, right?
She made something.
Yeah, he will say that series of new things. You choose between the verbs. You need to look at the object after the verbs, and then that serves the main idea here. Nothing here is shown to be kind of a challenge. I mean, she contradict or disagree anything or resist anything. Use the word challenge. Okay, so it's not challenge for sure. Nothing for a store to bring something back to its original status or condition. I mean here, we're going to speak about the series of the new images that they were existed before and they got contaminated, for example, and have got to bring them back again to its original status or condition, so it's not restored, not validated or not emphasizing on confirming the image itself. So they made it simply these images, and she produced them. That which was this already. Nice. Let's see here. This one. There we go. Which was between the verbs to dismiss or provide or regulate or refuse.
Dismisses. Dismisses.
Dismiss, refuse.
Dismisses it.
Yeah, let's understand. We say right here, we need a verb that the discoveries space evidence for this theory. And if we have a theory, and we need an evidence for this theory, and the discovery will confirm this one, for example, right? Or will do something for the evidence, what comes after the verb itself. We say the archaeologists believe that, this is the theory right here, the archaeologists have a belief. What is it? They believe that it dates back to the 4th century. Something they have discovered, okay, fine. And they believe it dates back to the 4th century. This is the theory here. The discovery of this coin, now the discovery is space evidence. It has to offer, has to bring an evidence for the theory, right? The word dismiss means to refuse. Will it refuse the evidence? Should not, right? Dismiss and letter D and letter A, they have the same meaning. None of them. Not refusing. So they think it's regulate or provide evidence.
Mr. isn't supposed to be provides.
Yeah, that's it. Provide. Okay.
بس لا مو المفروض تكون يعني S provides.
No, we say discover is
discoveries طيب.
And moreover, when we answer the word in context, we do not focus on the formation of the verb. We need the meaning because it's for serving the meaning and focusing on the meaning only, not the grammar. Okay, fine. If it was existed by mistake. Allegorate means like to monitor or to control something, so they're not there to control the evidence. They want to provide it for the discovery to confirm the theory itself. Okay. Number 63. You understand the main idea of this paragraph?
No, Mr. الصراحة.
Okay, we're speaking here about someone called William Klein. This is the subject. Okay, whether he did something or we're describing him. This is like when we speak about something, whether we describe or we say that he did something. What did he do, William Klein? William Klein was a photographer. What did he do? He did something to the convention of the photography. Conventions of photography means the traditions of the photography, the orthodox of the photography. Okay, fine. What they got used to do. When I take a picture, for example, there is kind of like terms, rules I have to follow. But he did something to these rules or to these traditions, okay? By creating images that were high contrast or including blurred, distorted elements. So he made a kind of image, he produced the image, and they were higher contrast than the habitual one, the traditional one, okay? And include even blurred and distorted elements than the conventional one or the traditional one. Okay, that was kind of a flaw. His work was a flaw. So unorthodox was a cleansed work. I mean, his work was unorthodox. Unorthodox means against the traditional or against the traditions. Okay, because orthodox is the same meaning of the word tradition, the same meaning of the word conventions. So if you describe his work to be unorthodox, that means it was not conventional. That means he has opposed or he worked against the convention of the photography, right? Because we're describing his work to be what? Unorthodox one. And moreover, he has kind of modified, has put some of adjusted, or he has adjusted something on the conventions of the photography. That it means that he reviewed the conventions of the photography. Did he review them?
He reviewed them. لا.
No, right? Did he respect
أيوه.
the conventions? Or he added, or he
He
just
defied
changed?
Mr. صح.
Yeah, he changed in them, right? Did he
He
prevented
defied.
them at all? Yeah, he defied them.
أيوه.
Yeah, defy to work against something right here, okay? To resist. So he has resisted the convention. He worked against them by changing some of the imagery conventions. Otherwise, the answer will be literally for sure. Okay, fine. Number 34. You choose between like an adjective and a preposition. So regardless to this one, we have a state tax. Are not for describing the state taxes to the other factors when considering an interstate move.
Irrelevant, Mr.
Both of them are relevant to each other's completely.
ومكتوب even significant differences have almost no effect.
Where is exactly where is it? The no effect on most peoples, you mean? Even the significant differences in the state taxation have almost, yeah, no effect on most people decisions, right? And therefore comparing between two things right here, right? What differences in, because when we use the word while, that means we're comparing between two things. Differences in
بس
employment opportunities and housing
overshadowed
availability.
صح؟
Sorry,
overshadowed.
why?
عشان it's almost no effect, not completely no effect.
Not
صح؟
completely no effect. And the main idea here is comparing between the state taxes and the interstate move, right?
أيوه.
Yeah, we said that the state taxes has almost no effect on most people's decision. I mean, it's not important for people, okay? While the
Overshadowed.
differences, yeah, the differences for the interstate move has the most consideration, what I mean, right? Yeah, that's an overshadowed. That has a less important than the other one, okay?
تمام مستر بس معلش يعني بس كم بقى من الحصة؟
Yeah, until what question is, we have only 6 questions to answer, okay?
نعم.
6 questions only left.
يلا خلاص مو مشكلة until 40 إن شاء الله.
Yeah, that's it. 35.
Depleted, mister.
Oh, no, it's not depleted. Not decreasing the amount of something here. We gonna use here to describe what
Flowers top
the
dispersed.
flowers. Yeah, the flowers, right?
Mhm.
And then patches.
فdispersed, mister.
No,
Immature.
no.
مش يعني homogeneous.
Yeah. Why would it be
مش
homogeneous?
يعني
Yeah, the made out from one kind. So it's homogeneous.
from
Made
one
out-
kind. طب
Yeah, from one kind.
تمام.
Okay, fine. The point.
تمام.
So there was a prediction right here. Predict what? The distance that the bees travel when foraging will decline as the floor decline. The distance will decline. They will stay in one place when exactly if the density of the flower increase. They have a big amount of the flowers. This is their own belief. But the apiologists say that the bees behavior is inconsistent. That doesn't work with this prediction. Again, is this a prediction? Why? If the flower dense batches are space, if they are homogeneous, made out from one kind, even if there are too many of them, okay,
تمام مستر معاك معاك.
let's remove this. I'll remove it.
يلا البديل.
Yes, okay. So, in concern with the predictions of flowers, the dense patches are homogeneous. If they are made out from one kind, the bees will forage beyond. I mean, they're not gonna stay with the distance. They will have to move more or bigger distance, as mentioned here, okay? So, how do we know that if this is homogeneous? Because the bees will forage beyond patches of a flow species richness and require multiple resources types. They need multiple resources. So, if they are homogeneous, made out from one kind, they will move further than this because they acquire multiple resources, not homogeneous one. This will be letter B for sure, okay? But let's see here, number 36. Left and only left trembling suggestion of its existence. The meaning of the word suggestion.
Trace, mister.
Yeah, for sure. So as in the text, so it's the word trace.
A, mister.
Yeah, okay, his mother to accept.
Can you go down? Can you go down, mister?
For sure.
Okay. One second, mister. Anticipate. Anticipate, mister.
No, wrong.
اه
They have a prediction, right?
ايوه.
What was the prediction? That the helmets they found were attached to what? To the Vikings. Okay, they mean belong to the Vikings period or time. But so there's contradiction here. The scholars have been skeptical, I mean doubtful about this prediction, that they're not sure of this prediction here. Okay, the archaeologists Haley and his colleagues provided radiocarbon. They use this device or this radiocarbon to date the fossil they find or anything they find, okay, to see when exactly or at which period exactly or era it belongs to. So the helmets and their findings scholar skepticism. What did it do exactly to the scholar skepticism that it doesn't belong to the Vikings? The helmets date to the Nordic Bronze Age. I mean, it doesn't
Justify.
date, yeah, that's it, to the Vikings, but date to some other era, right? Or
Tamam.
another era. That's why justify. Give a reason why it doesn't. Okay, with their doubts. Okay, nice. Here we go. The last one.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, acknowledge for sure.
تمام مستر.
Okay, I'm done so far. I send you the vocabulary sheet. I'm gonna send you this sheet too. I want you to memorize the words and the vocabulary. You're gonna take the March trial, right?
إن شاء الله. يعني I'm not sure if it's gonna be a trial بس إن شاء الله it's gonna be my only test.
It's gonna be the first one for you.
أيوه.
The first trial for sure. You can take it. Okay.
تمام.
But I want you to memorize all the vocabulary list I've sent to you. And moreover, when you study these sheets again, you have some words you need to be studied too. Okay, fine. You need to memorize them, but I mean.
إن شاء الله مستر.
Okay, okay, I'll see you inshallah.
See you إن شاء الله مستر. معك السلام.